For years, I've simply said level 1 pad for the pedally days and a level 2 pad for the bike park. But I've never really looked into what each of the standards means and really paid much attention to which one I should be selecting. So today we're here at D3O and we're going to learn all about the classification standards and help you choose which is the right pad for you. So let's get into it. So level 1, level 2, what does it all mean and why should people pay attention to it?
So first things first, when we talk about level 1, level 2, we're talking about the level of protection of your limb guard. So it's actually pretty straightforward. Level 2 pads offer a great level of protection than level 1. Specifically, you will get 43% less force transmitted to your limb with a level 2 pad on than with a level 1. And you can even flip that the other way around. With a level 2 pad, you'll be able to sustain a higher energy impact and gnarlier impact than with a level 1. That's why typically for someone that's going to be riding at the park or like go a little bit harder than most, level 2 pad is what's recommended. All pretty simple, right? Now, there is a bit of nuance and context to put in all this. First, it's good to remember there is no specific mountain bike certification. It's actually, everything is based off road motorcycling. So when we say level 1 is lighter protection, not as protective as level 2, it's still pretty damn good. Because if it's going to be good enough for someone crashing off their motorcycle on the road, if you're going to be riding on Sunday trails, you're going to be good most of the time. Now, there's also an element of what type of rider you are. So again, the standard has been based off an adult weight. So if you're a kid or a lighter person crashing off your bike, you're going to be incurring a lower energy impact. So I would argue that level 1 pads probably good enough for that type of rider. And other way around, if you're a heavier rider, well, then maybe you want to look at level 2 padding to have that additional cushioning so that you're not going to bottom out when you crash on your really thin level 1 pads. Then your level comes in play as well. If you're just picking up mountain bike, go downhill for the first time, you're probably going to have a few crashes here and there. Level 2, that additional cushioning again, over time is going to be something better for your limbs. And then finally, you can even consider from a shoulder, elbow versus knees. We see a lot of riders preferring additional safety and padding on the knees versus the elbows, have a bit more mobility on the top. So again, there's no black and white answer. Level 1, level 2 exists, so it's a bit more of a menu for people to choose from rather than go level 1 or go level 2. And that's what standards are for. They harmonize the industry, give some guidelines, but then it's for everyone to choose what's right for them. And that's why we offer a D3O level 1 and level 2 protection for all limbs on your body so that you can choose what's best. Now the comfort and rideability come in play as well. It's all well and good to say I'm going to go level 2, I want more safety. Well, you're kind of trading off thickness, weight, breathability, stiffness sometimes. So all of that gap is closed, and this is what a level 2 pad looked like 3-4 years ago, market leading to what D3O Diablo level 2 pads look like. We've reduced that gap considerably. Flexibility is like great, breathability is awesome. So we've made the level 2 protection a lot more accessible than, let's say, what it was a few years ago. So our advice is always pick what's right for you in terms of protection level, and then go look on the market for the best possible, most comfortable, rideable limb protection you can find. And that's where novel materials, innovative designs like D3O Diablo come into play to give you the best of all worlds.
So let's go take these pads to the lab and see what level 1 and level 2 equates to when they're being tested. Can you explain to us what are the different tests? Like level 1, level 2, what are you testing for? How are you testing it?
Yeah, so these are limb protectors. So it's EN 1621-1, which is the most cycle limb protector test. So it uses a hemispherical anvil and a 5 kg square impactor. It's about 110 centimeters in order to achieve a 50 joule impact energy. And it's exactly the same setup for level 1 and level 2, but the result has to be slightly better for level 2. So if you've got a level 1 limb protector, you've got to have an average peak transmitted force of less than 35 kilonewtons, and if it's level 2, less than 20 kilonewtons.
Cool. And can you show us what that means?
Yeah, of course. So that is a level 1 Diablo part, and if I impact it here, then it's going to plot out a graph, and that got 23 kilonewtons, which is well below the 35 limit.
Brilliant. So with the level 1 D3O products especially, because they do exceed that standard, it's still a fairly protective pad, but even so, because you can get away with the slightly thicker level 2 pads on D3O because they are that little bit more lightweight, breathable, more maneuverable. I'd still say trail riders, cross-country trail, maybe even like light enduro riders who really favor the more lightweight and breathable aspect of a pad are probably going to still be better served by the level 1. And then as soon as you're either crashing a lot, especially onto your knees or elbows, or if you just want that extra peace of mind, then the level 2 pad is definitely going to serve you better for the more aggressive riding. So it's safe to say that there's definitely a difference between the level 1 and the level 2 pad in the lab. But what does it mean out on the trails? I think conventionally, if you looked back and you took a non-D3O equipped pad and you put a level 1 and a level 2 pad side by side, the difference was pretty insane. You'd like a level 1 pad, you'd be like, okay, that's, you know, fairly wearable, whereas a level 2 pad started to get ridiculous and bulky. Since D3O came to market and became much more widespread across different brands, things started changing very quickly from big, old school, bulky protectors to something a lot more comfortable and wearable, but still offering great protection. And since the early days of D3O, they've really worked on developing their product further. Products like Ghost and now Diablo, thinner, more breathable, lighter, more flexible overall. I'd definitely say that D3O is helping to alleviate the concerns of having all of the protection that you need and, you know, really want to rely upon without sacrificing the comfort and the breathability. When you see the amount of air that's going to be moving through those Diablo inserts, it's really quite incredible. So definitely an exciting time to be in the protection space and in the market for some protective gear that's going to keep you safe out on the trails. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope it's been a little bit helpful. Certainly, if you're choosing your level 1 protection, it's still going to be the better choice for the purely pedally days. But now, with D3O products getting more breathable and lighter and more comfortable, you're going to be able to choose those level 2 pads for the, you know, proper enduro pedally days when you do still need that extra little bit of protection. And then, of course, level 2 pads in the kind of burlier sense are going to be perfect for the bike park where you're not caring quite so much about the overall lightweight and breathability. Stay tuned for a D3O Diablo review coming to Loam Wolf in the coming months. Please consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss that and future videos, and leave us a comment below if there's any further clarification you need on protection standards or if you have any questions for D3O. Thank you for watching. Catch you out on the trails.